Item 9, Fire Department. Discussion and possible action regarding engine 21.
I think about 3 months ago, I brought this to your attention, that how bad a shape it was in. I think Mr. Johnson's the one that wanted to know what it would cost to fix it. I think last month, I hope I got my dates right, you had a copy of this in your packet.
I think so.
This and make no mistake, it says estimate. Somewhere in the neighborhood of $9,000 to $10,000. I think travel cost was not on here. I contacted 3 companies. 2 of them was not interested in working on this piece of equipment. This company is out of Missouri. They have done our they have done multiple pump testings for fire departments in the last several years. Most generally, they contact us all at the same time, and maybe Collinsville takes theirs to Sky 2, Country Corner brings theirs into here, just things like that. They do try to do a good job for smaller departments. Anyway, this is their estimate on repairing that truck. I'm asking, I think your question was, did we want to see if it was worth repairing? Did we want to sell it, trade it as it is? 2 companies that I contacted said they couldn't give me a price on what it was worth unless they were in a bid process of selling us a vehicle. They weren't in the business of just pricing used fire equipment. So that's kind of where I'm at here. Kind of wanting to get a direction on what we want to do. Fix it, sell it, trade it.
What is your suggestion?
In the last 2 years, we've put almost $20,000 into it, and that had nothing to do with the firefighting of the vehicle. We didn't know it when we bought this. We did not know this when we bought the truck. That is a truck that, for lack of better terms, they put some international parts on it. They put some Kenworth parts on it, and they do this quite often. They do this quite often.
Cut to the chase. What would you do if you had the final decision?
I'd really like to get rid of it. It's going to cost money.
What's in the best interest of the taxpayers of Sperry? My safety, your safety, his safety, and her safety.
I can't fight fire with it like it is.
Don't forget mine.
I can't,
And his.
I can't save lives with it like it is. I would really like to investigate a newer truck.
So there are dealers that deal in used equipment?
Yes, sir. There are dealers, yes. None in Oklahoma. I only found one company in Oklahoma that was willing to even come look at it. They wanted a ridiculous travel charge just to drive here. They were in western Oklahoma. There are a few people that deal in used fire trucks in Oklahoma. They're going and buying them from somewhere, or they're being a middleman from somewhere, and so that's just an elevated cost on top of it anyway. But yes, there are companies that deal in used fire trucks.
So we could trade it in?
We can, yes. There are the same things as the police chief was talking about, lease purchase. That's an option on fire equipment too. We could look at some of those routes.
Was there not something that Austin said earlier about some grant that was available for police and fire trucks?
I had talked to Barbara about that. I wasn't very clear on what she meant by, she had talked about, we used to be in low income, now we're in moderate income, and we have to do some kind of survey. That was kind of out of my, I didn't really know what she meant by that. I didn't. Right, I picked up on that when she was talking about it. Is that grant still available? Do we have the means to do this survey? I guess I'm.
No, that's a separate grant. It's a whole new grant.
Okay.
I thought it was this one.
We can use the grant that Austin was talking about. It had fire equipment on it.
That's right.
But we've already made some motions to.
Well, I know, but-
Okay.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that grant that comes around every year, we can
Even
use
that, it's
that.
only like $74,000.
I'd hate to have to wait a year.
Yeah. I know.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
I would hate to have to wait a year.
What do you estimate an acceptable rig would cost, used rig right now?
100.
100?
You know, if we, and that is not taking into consideration of what we might get of trading ours in. I would think we could get one for 100 if we didn't have anything to trade in. You know, if we get 10, that'd be 90. If we got 20, that'd be 80.
What do you think it's worth? Scrap metal?
It's worth a little more than that, a little more than that. It won't pass pump test. That is a qualification.
It's worthless then.
Almost. Without passing pump test.
What will it take to have it pass the pump test?
10,000.
Oh, that.
10,000. That was my conversation with the gentleman. I wanted to pass pump test. That truck had a really hard time passing pump test 2 years ago. We skipped it 1 year. Just because there wasn't any use of spending the money because it wasn't gonna pass.
I'm not familiar with what equipment we have right now that is usable. And taking that in consideration, what is our risk right now? Because we don't have another vehicle.
We have another vehicle to fight house fires with. Your risk is our ISO is based on structure fighting only, no medical, no grass. That has nothing to do with it. It's structure fire fighting only. We hold an ISO number of 6, which is phenomenal for a small department like this, a small town. Phenomenal. The number affects what you as a homeowner pay on your insurance premiums. If ISO finds out that I'm an engine down, we're probably going to an 8 immediately. They don't care about it being an engine down for a month or 2 while it's being repaired. They're not interested in that. They're interested in that you don't have one that's functionable and you're still housing it for a long period of time.
Is the lower the rating, the better?
Yes, sir.
So you're saying we should have 2?
Yes. We need 2.
We have 2, but one.
We have 2. Our ISO is based on 2.
So it costs everybody in town eventually.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Everybody in the, and I know that this is a town board, I understand that, but it also affects everybody in the Sperry fire area.
Right.
because their insurance rate's gonna go up
Right,
too.
that's what I'm
Mine
saying.
too.
It's gonna cost
Mine too.
everybody, it could cost everybody in town just through the insurance rates.
Okay. Did anybody remember when we done an ISO?
Yeah.
We dropped? Did anybody's personal insurance drop that you can remember?
Yeah, mine did.
Yours did? Mine dropped about $600 a year.
Really?
Phenomenal. Sperry Fire Department got an award from Farmers Insurance, Linda?
I believe so.
I believe it was from Farmers Insurance. We got an award for the amount of legwork that it took to get us down to a 6. Most fire departments of our size are an 8. It's pretty normal. It's just because they don't have the capabilities to do a lot of things. Tulsa is a 4, if you want to know.
Think we could ever make 4? Would this new engine help us make 4? 5?
Possibly a 5. 5 starts affecting commercial properties.
But it's gonna keep us from getting an 8.
It's going to keep us from getting an 8.
Okay, that's,
And you sure don't want a 10.
no.
You sure don't want a 10. that's bad.
What are our options of paying for it? But let's say that the trade-in value would be $20,000 and we needed $80,000.
In the past, we've gotten a loan from the bank and just made yearly payments. Linda, was our payments like $11,000 a year? Is that how we done that?
Yeah, we did.
That's what it worked out to be.
For 5 years.
Are we paying for one right now?
We just paid it off.
We paid it off a year ago.
Is that the one that needs replaced or the other one?
That's the one that needs replaced.
Or is the other one paid for?
The other one is a Tulsa truck that we used to pay $3,500 a year, not a month, a year lease to them. That's washed away. Tulsa still owns the truck. We have it for free. Doesn't cost us anything.
Is there ever a chance of them coming back and saying, we want it back? So it's-
And I know that's just me telling you this, but we also have a mutual aid agreement in the works right now with the city of Tulsa that is saying that this truck is ours.
Okay.
Or it's theirs, they hold the title. But no, they're not gonna want this truck back.
So
It's
we
too
pay the
old.
insurance on it and
We
everything
do
like
pay the
that?
insurance on it, we pay the maintenance and the upkeep on it.
Do they have another one of those?
No, sir, they do not. Because I check quite often.
Well, we just paid one off and whatever that monthly payment was.
It's the one that he's trying to replace.
Right.
500.
It was 11,000 a year.
But if we did have to come up with $80,000 and we could finance and not cost us much more than what it was before, would it?
Well, we also have the emergency services money you could put towards it too, and I don't know what the balance is.
I would suggest that you pursue, pricing a used one.
Okay.
That would do the job for us.
Then we can trade this one in on.
And trade this one in on it.
Okay,
That would be my suggestion.
okay.
It's my vote.
I'm sorry, did someone do something?
Do we need to make a motion for that or just? Yes.
And then Mr.
I mean, if that's what the board wants him to do is price a used one, I'd make a motion to have RG price, obtain some quotes on a used one and see what maybe the trading value would be.
Next time you see me, you'll have a lot more paperwork.
Is what we need.
Okay.
I make a motion that the fire marshal pursue obtaining a price for a used fire vehicle and giving the price trade-in value for the existing one.
Which is engine 21.
Yes.
He's a 2-1.
21, okay.
I second it.
Call for the vote?
Birch,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Winston,
Yes.
Eaton,
Yes.
and Johnson.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.